Imagine laying down every night under a thin blanket with no pillow, on top of a makeshift cot inside of a makeshift house. You're always cold, always hungry, always weak, and always tired. When you think of where this may take place, you don't think of developed countries like America. You may imagine a third world country like Kenya, Vietnam, or even Tanzania. To fully understand what life is like in these developing countries, in this case Kenya, we must look into issues such as health and poverty. In Kenya, as well as most sub-Saharan Africa, many people live below the poverty line. Studies show that around half of sub-Saharan Africans live on less than $2 per day, and worldwide over 1.4 billion people live on that same salary. What does it mean to live off of less than $2 per day? Most money is spent on food, leaving little extra for clothes and other essentials. Very few people can afford a television. The best many people can hope for is just a radio. Access to electricity, water, and sanitation can vary. In Kenya, many homes do have a toilet but lack tap water and electricity. People often have to take on multiple jobs to make enough money to provide for themselves and their families. The lack of these very basic needs produces many more issues. Health issues such as malnutrition are common. Children have very reduced chance of living to the age of 5 due to the lack of the important nutrients. A 2002 study stated that over 800 million people worldwide suffered from malnourishment. Other diseases such as parasitic worms are common. An estimated 1.2 billion people suffer from parasitic worms globally. These worms don't often have symptoms, but do cause stunted development and growth and learning. In 2002, there was an estimated 213 million cases of malaria that caused over 1 million deaths. Malaria is a disease transmitted by mosquitoes that causes fever and flu-like symptoms. Anemia is a disease characterized by a deficiency in red blood cells, and in countries like Kenya, nearly 30% of the population can be affected. So in conclusion, by looking into health and poverty statistics in developing countries like Kenya, we can see how much different our lives would be if we lived in an underdeveloped nation. People living in these underdeveloped nations struggle to keep healthy. The high amounts of poverty make essential resources scarce, causing much illness among high percentages of the population. Today alone, over 5,000 children have died in Africa due to disease like malaria, anemia, or even just starvation. So the next time you think you have it hard, imagine what it would be like growing up in a place like these children.